From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a huge morning of Mornings LA with incredible breaking news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over the breaking news and it's hitting across the board. Fourth stimulus is the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's a monthly stimulus check. It starts in the month of July and it continues month and month after that. It's incredible, great news. And in this recording, we go over the breaking news and we go over the fourth stimulus check. That check that lands in your bank account month after month, currently in a two-step, two-bill, two-month process. Then we cut to the incredible great news about thousands, tens of thousands of dollars landing in your bank account automatically, but some not automatically, with a pending deadline. The deadline is just one business day away. I have all the tough love moments in this recording to get you this thousands of dollars across the board. And then we cut to fifth stimulus in lieu of a major statement by Jeremy Siegel this morning that would signal that your fifth stimulus, SSI and SSDI reform, could literally go through the roof. I have incredible great news across the board. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. Let's get ready for the great news starting right now on Mornings LALATE. Having a wonderful Friday morning, and I'm excited you have joined me here on a big fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we go over the breaking news, and it's literally hitting like a brick. It's all over the place. First, I'll go over the breaking news that's impacting your fourth stimulus check. We'll also go over the fourth stimulus check itself. Then we'll go over the big news that could impact your fifth stimulus package this fall. And it's all great news that could raise your benefits even higher than initially thought. And then we'll go over the big tough love moment with less than one business day away for you to tee up to get tens of thousands of dollars. And if you don't do it, well, we'll see what's going to happen. This is Mornings LALATE, and I'm so excited you're here. And this is LALATE, the only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live shows in the morning, tape shows in the afternoon, and then overnight shows across the board. We just finished our 9-hour feed overnight. I loved that. You all jumped in there and had a lot of blasts. So make sure you subscribe. Also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Get a pen and paper out because this is a 30-minute jam-packed recording with a lot of details. Stay to the very end. Let's get to the breaking news right off the bat. First, let's go over the fourth stimulus check so you understand what's at play and understand why the numbers may have been modified in the last 24 hours. First, we're going to go over the check itself. The check has a two approach to it. The House approach is to provide stimulus checks for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The senators are providing stimulus checks from July to December. So less checks across the board. But if you're in the live chat shortly after 9:30, get ready to vote House or Senate, but don't vote yet. And if you voted yesterday, you may change your determination based upon what I'm about to just tell you. So the House proposes $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate approach, the amount of stimulus check per month is unknown. But word on the street is this. Yes, wow, this is incredible great news. Word on the street is the senators are looking at paying you $2,000 a month over 6 months, which would be $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, which is $8,400. So what's the breaking news that's impacting this? The CDC changed guidelines yesterday, lifting mask mandates, which now causes us to wonder, when is the pandemic over? In the examples I was using over the last few days, we said, well, maybe the pandemic's over in 4 months. So 4 months plus 1 year is 16 months of stimulus checks. But guess what's happening? The mask mandate was lifted by the CDC, which says you do not have to wear a mask inside or outside if you're vaccinated. And the White House announced just today that visitors and guests and also staffers who are vaccinated do not have to wear masks on the White House grounds. So are we 1 month away from the pandemic being over, meaning you're going to get 13 checks, 1 year plus one additional? Or are we many more months? Suddenly, the House plan has less checks at play. And potentially you could see under the Senate plan, for example, 6 months at $12,000. But on the House plan, potentially 13 months at $13,000, meaning it would take you nearly double the amount of time to get the checks from the House. So vote House or Senate if you're on the live chat in view of that breaking details from the CDC that changes the numbers of the calculation potentially for the House across the board. But I have also big other news coming up later in this recording that impacts your forced stimulus in just a second. Now let's go over the great news about how and where and who gets this. So who gets the forced stimulus check? You do. If you make less than $75,000, you get the forced stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Just double it. Household 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Just quadruple it. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, Social Security, or rural benefits or veterans benefits, you get the forced stimulus check. The forced stimulus check would be the same amount for minor dependents, adult dependents, and everyone else. All great news. Is it income? No, it's not income. Is it taxable? No, it's not taxable. Ultimately, I'm a reporter. I just report the news. I don't make it. I'm not the legislator. I'm reporting you their representations. And their representations are the bill will be voted upon in July, meaning the first check you would get is in the month of July for the month of July, then August for the month of August, and then away we go. Incredible great news. That is your forced stimulus check update of 2021. But guess what? I have big breaking news, and this is a shocker that actually helps a great deal. Your forced stimulus check, it's coming up in the second half of this recording. You're going to be really excited. But guess what? I'm going to give you a preview of the second half of this video because this is a full jam-packed 30-minute video. And the second half is about the fifth stimulus package. The fifth stimulus package is absolutely happening, and it's with providing SSI, SSDI reform. Now, here's what you need to know, is that the fifth stimulus process goes the same as the fourth stimulus process. A 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process. It starts in September and it finishes in around October with the benefits landing in your bank account around November. And who is you? It is if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, and more, where they'll raise your benefits up to a big new number. But breaking news minutes ago suggests that in addition to raising that number up to a big new number, you could see on top of that nearly 20% increase additionally. You got to stay for the second half of this video. I told you I have great news for you this morning. There's a lot of great news. But let me cut now to the big money landing this week, next week, and some of the tough love moments. All right, first I'm going to go over some money that's automatic, meaning you don't have to do anything. I call it a donut moment. You can eat your donut and just watch the money land. And then I'm going to go over tough love moments where I'm going to go over something that's very important for you to know. Monday is when your personal tax return is due for the IRS. And you're going to see me reference that deadline, which is one business day away throughout the middle of this recording. Get a pen and paper ready because I have thousands of dollars to get for you starting right now. But first, let me go over the big money that is available for you landing by a donut moment this week, next week. It's incredible great news. So thousands of dollars are being returned back to you from states. States have been ordered by the Department of Labor to return to you any money that they overpaid you, state unemployment offices, to no fault of your own, accidentally, during the pandemic. Some states paid thousands of dollars to residents accidentally and then ordered the residents to return the money. Well, the Department of Labor has ordered those states to return the money back to you automatically. Great, great news. So you don't have to do anything. Just watch for that deposit to land in the account in which you normally have your unemployment benefits landing in the past. It's an automatic refund back of that money, those thousands of dollars that you had to return. Incredible great news. Guess what? I got another donut moment. And this one is money coming to you, this time from the federal government. Where's it going to land? It's either going to land in the mailbox with a check that's either beige, the check is beige, but it's either a white or beige envelope. And the check's going to either read Refund Treasury or Refund IRS. And who's getting it? This week, single tax filers are getting it. And next week, joint filers are getting it. How much you're getting? You're getting potentially thousands and thousands of dollars. I had one viewer this morning who said, thank you, LALATE. I got $2,000 yesterday. So let me go over what you're getting. You're getting a refund back from IRS of the taxes you paid on your 2020 tax return for unemployment benefits. Here's an example. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. You paid taxes to the federal government. The total tax bill was $5,000. but the tax bill on the unemployment benefits was $4,000, you're getting a $4,000 check in the mail back to you. The only case in which it comes by direct deposit is if you listed that on the tax return. Again, if you're a joint filer, you're getting it next week. Incredible, great news. Now, we trigger the tough love moments. Tough love moment number one is if you took out for federal taxes any week while receiving your 2020 unemployment benefits, you have to request that money back from IRS by filing an IRS tax return by the end of Monday. Monday is the deadline to file your federal tax return, and you're going to see me reference that date a few times coming up. So, for example, let's say you took out $100. You took out $100 a week for federal taxes while receiving your unemployment benefits, and it was for 10 weeks. That's $1,000. You have to file that tax return by the end of Monday, requesting that money back from IRS. All right, now we're going to get to not one, but three major tough love moments. This is concerning the children. If you have a child 17 to 6, you're getting $3,000. And 5 to newborn, $3,600. Starting the month of July, prorated, either $300 or $250 a month, if two events occur. One, you make less than $75,000, and two, IRS knows that child exists and lives with you as your dependent. So that triggers tough love moment number one. You never file tax returns. IRS doesn't know that child is with you or doesn't know the child is even alive. Then you're not going to get the check. Here's an example. Let's say you're a mother of a 5, 4, and 3-year-old, and you certainly believe that IRS does not know that child is with you. For example, maybe the child was on someone else's tax return in a prior year, but you've never filed tax returns. Guess what? When July rolls around and everyone's ready to get $10,000 for 5, 4, and 3-year-old, you know how much money you're going to get? Zero. If you don't file that tax return, it's due on Monday. There is no excuses about it. This is a tough love moment. So if you think the IRS does not know that child exists and lives with you, you must categorically get that tax return, federal tax return, IRS on file by Monday listing those children, or you will get zero in July. Tough love moment number two is if you are a parent and you file tax returns every year, but for some reason you've never listed that child on your tax returns in the past. Maybe because it was on your ex-husband's tax return, and now the child is on your tax return, or maybe the child wasn't born until this 2020. Well, guess what? IRS doesn't know the child is with you, and you must also file that 2020 tax return by Monday, listing that child with you. And finally, the third tough love moment, the most rare, which is you do file tax returns every year, and you list that child on the tax return, but your most recent tax return was 2019, and you made too much money that year to be eligible for this money for the children. Guess what? IRS is going to go off that 2019 tax return, the most recent tax return on file, and say, you're not eligible for the money. We're not paying you the money. You got to get the 2020 tax return on file by Monday to show them that 2020 potentially was a year in which you didn't make much money, and now you're eligible for that money for that child. Finally, the last tough love moment is the most obvious, which is if you're missing a first stimulus check, a second stimulus check, a third stimulus check, or a household member stimulus check, you must file that tax return by Monday, request that missing stimulus check back to you. Now, if you're watching me, focus right on my eyes in this video because I'm going to be very tough on my tough love right now. There is a difference between two scenarios that I want to address for you. If you don't have to personally file tax returns because you don't make enough money, or you don't have to file tax returns because you're on SSI or SSDI, that's fine, but that's not what I'm addressing in this video. I'm addressing stimulus items where the federal government has categorically 100% demanded that you file a tax return if you can't fix this any other way. So if they don't know the child exists, doesn't know the child lives with you, you must file a tax return. If you don't file the tax return, you will categorically not get paid that $10,000 for that 5, 4, and 3-year-old starting the month of July. There is no way around it. Calling up IRS, tweeting them, pushing them, posting to Facebook, not going to work. You must get that tax return on file by the end of Monday. Second, I still to this day have some people jump in the comments said, are people missing their third stimulus check? I haven't got to my third stimulus check. Or why are they talking about the fourth stimulus check? I haven't got to my third stimulus check. That viewer should not be posting that comment. That viewer should be immediately at the tax preparer requesting that stimulus check. posting comments wondering where your stimulus check is never going to get it, because at this point, IRS has made categorically clear that if you are missing these items, you must get that tax return on file, and it's due on Monday. All right, now let me go over some great big news, and this is very exciting. Nearly $5,000 to $25,000 I detailed to you back in January when third stimulus was passing would be available for you. And I called it a Purple Hawk moment. It bred the expression Purple Hawk, which is why we have members now, Purple Hawks. You want to pounce, hawk, hawk, to get money before anyone else, because there'll be what I call also a stimulus stampede, where people stampede to get money before you when it comes available. And it's now coming available. What is it? It's money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. And it went live last week, this week, and it's going live next week. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over it. First, the rent. It's $5,000 approximately. It's 4 to 6 months of rent, and its utilities are a couple hundred to $1,000. And then there's mortgage assistance and homeowners utility bills. Where do you get it? 6 places. City Hall, City Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. Let's do that again. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. You're going to ask for rent assistance because of COVID, or the Biden Economic Recovery Act. You do not use words like stimulus package or stimulus third or third stimulus. You don't use complicated words like that. And go get it. Next, money for SNAP. It's incredible great news. SNAP is money for food. And because of a Trump executive order which raised it 15% for 6 months, and a Biden executive order which raised it for 15% for 6 months, now a family of 4 in Hawaii gets $16,000 a year. Look at this. We're only 16 minutes into this video, and I'm giving you $16,000 in Hawaii for food and $5,000 for rent. We are doing really great. Now, here comes a major, major tough love moment, which is, while rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance is available now, it's not coming back under fourth stimulus or fifth stimulus. So I want you to get that money right now, because it won't be available anytime thereafter. It's also important for you to understand that the eviction moratorium and the mortgage forbearance are not coming back as well under fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. Just like FPUC, they're all going away. So if you need this money right now, they want you to get the money right now, because there won't be this assistance going forward. If you have problems finding the rent, finding the utilities, finding the homeowners assistance as well, you can reach out to the community page. They're at news.lalate.com/community. The link's in the description of this video. It's also in the pinned comment. It sends you right to the webpage that has a picture of some cats on there. Reach out to the volunteers. They can help you get this money. They cannot help you with taxes or unemployment assistance, but they can help you with this rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, and also internet. But I'll be back in 60 seconds with you, because I have incredible great news. And it's just breaking minutes ago about fourth stimulus and major raises for fifth stimulus for SSI reform. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Stay with me. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica. on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LA with big exciting news about forced stimulus and why another bill will help forced stimulus to get to the finish line. I have all those breaking details as the coffee's brewing, the toast is toast, and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here. And I'll also have the big exciting news as one analyst anticipates a 20% increase for a potential benchmark. That could signal a 20% increase for your benefits on top of what I'm detailing on fifth stimulus. Boy, it's a big morning. I have a lot of breaking news still coming up for you. So make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24 hours a day financial news channel. Live shows in the morning, tape shows in the afternoon, and around-the-clock programming. Thank you for watching that overnight show last night. 9 hours of programming. We had a blast. So make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings, and consider becoming a member of Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let me get to the real surprising detail that impact forced stimulus today. We learned this morning that the fourth stimulus package, which has that vote in July, will also be voted at the same time as another item that also will go by nonpartisan vote. At the same time, there is a July 31st deadline to raise the debt limit that the Democrats have now indicated they will not seek any bipartisan support for it. This is huge, great news for you. Let me explain what's at issue. At the same time that the forced stimulus goes to a vote, in late July, there's a deadline to raise the debt limits. The Democrats are now indicating they're not going to get a single Republican on board, and they're going to do it without bipartisan support, meaning that suddenly there's a great mindset among the Democrats to just get things done, not have any Republican derail anything across the board. It's incredible, great news. It comes less than a week from when the president last Friday, this Monday, and this Tuesday told his Democrat leadership, just get it done. He came out in 5 press conferences and told them, just get the forced stimulus package done. And then he said the magic 3 words, corporate tax rate. The corporate tax rate had remained the only potential issue to not get forced stimulus checks out the door because some moderate Democrats were not liking the president's 28 to 29% tax rate proposed, currently 21%. They said 25. He said, deal done, get it done. Incredible great news. It's also incredible great news when we talk about fifth stimulus, because fifth stimulus heats up this fall with that SSI reform, and it's a 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process, which I'm going to go over right now. And this morning has incredible great news about a potential 20% lift on top of that. So SSI and SSDI reform will kick in the fifth stimulus. It's an add-on, again, like stimulus checks, a 2-bill, 2-month process. What are the details? First, let's go over the details, and then I'll go over the specifics. So they'll raise your benefit levels to a new amount. Then they're going to remove the asset cap and add a new number. Inflationary benchmark will be added. That's the breaking news. I'm going to go over that in a second. Then they're going to remove the income exclusion and then remove the marriage penalty. All right, now first let me broadly go over how this works, but then I'm going to slow it down because of the breaking news. So, over the last few days, I've explained to you that as a reporter, I just report the news. I don't make the news. I'm not your legislator. I just report what they represent. And they represent they're going to raise your benefits up to a big new level to start. So, who is this? This is you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, you will be raised up to a big new number. Now, as that number is your new number, you'll never go below that number. That's your new number. And you know what happens every December. Then they decide whether to keep you the same number or take you on a step you up. They step you up based upon a benchmark. The current benchmark is COLA, and COLA hasn't been moving. So you have not stepped up, you stayed the same. They're instead, under SSI and SSDI reform, tying you to inflation. And over the last few days, I said to you that the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, myself, everyone was saying inflation over the next year will be about 2 to 4%. We had one person say 2.5% out of the Federal Reserve out of St. Louis 2 days ago. So we said in December, they're going to, first when they pass this, your benefits will be raised up to a new level. And then in December, you'll be raised up about 2.5%. Great news. Well, here comes the major great news this morning. A new interview this morning with Jeremy Siegel, renowned investor and analyst and professor at Wharton School of Business, was asked what he thinks the inflation rate will be next year in the next 24 months. He says it's ridiculous to think it's going to be 2%. He said that he sees the inflation rate to potentially be 20% in the next 12 months. This is huge for your lifetime benefits for SSI. Because let me explain how this works. First, they're going to raise you up to a new number. Then they're going to raise you up each year based upon the benchmark. They always step you up or keep you the same. They would never step you down. There is no such thing as a step down. You either stay the same or step up. So let's say they step you up 3 years in a row. Year, and then it's a bad year. So they don't reduce you. They don't step you down. They keep you flat. Well, guess what? If the inflation rate literally does go through the roof at 20%, as Siegel's predicting in the next 12 months, that means after they raise you up to that level, your benefits would go up another 20%. And despite whatever happens in the economy over the next lifetime of your existence on this planet, you'll be at that level or higher going forward. It's incredible, great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. The asset cap is dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. They're going to remove that. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you cannot work and also stay on benefits. They're going to get rid of that. So if you want to make $1,000, $2,000 a month, they're going to remove it. Incredible, great news. And then the marriage penalty. It's going to be gone. So if you are married and you've suffered the marriage penalty, it will be gone. If you're considering getting married and have not been able to consummate your love with a marriage ceremony because of the marriage penalty, now love will win because the marriage penalty will go away. So when is fifth stimulus going to heat up? It would heat up this September, a two-step, 2-month process, and the benefits would impact your account around November. That is your fifth stimulus check update of 2021. Let's go back now to fourth stimulus. And what's important to understand about fourth stimulus is that when we looked at fourth stimulus over the last few days, and we were voting in the live chat, House or Senate, we always presumed there was going to be a lot more months of the pandemic. But now with that CDC guideline lifting the mask mandate, the White House lifting the mask mandate on White House grounds, and states like California, for example, lifting the mask mandate in June, when is the pandemic actually over? And how would we know when the pandemic's over? Well, what's important to understand is that when considering the House versus Senate plan in voting on this channel, people often, myself certainly included, thought that we would see at least 4 more months of the pandemic. 5 more months of the pandemic. But now if we're looking at just 1 month left of the pandemic, 2 months left of the pandemic, then that would signal less checks from the House plan. Let's use an example. Here's just an example. Let's say there's only 1 month left of the pandemic. So that would mean you would get 1 month plus additional 1 year of stimulus checks, 13 months of stimulus checks, which under the House plan would amount to $14,000. Because it's $13,000 a month plus that additional $1,000 the first month. So $14,000, but it takes 13 months to get $14,000. Now let's look at the Senate plan. Instead of waiting 13 months, in just 6 months, you could potentially get $12,000. So now if you're on the live chat, Senate or House, which one do you like? Potentially 13 months to get $14,000, or potentially 6 months to get $12,000. Now the Senate plan may look a lot more attractive to some viewers across the board. And with that, it's really surprising that a change of a mask mandate could change so many things across the board. In this recording, we went over the fourth stimulus check, how much, when you're going to get it, and why suddenly the mask mandate may signal that the Senate plan proposes a potentially better option for you than the House plan, because the pandemic may be roaring to a faster end than we initially thought. Then at the second half of the recording, we went over fifth stimulus and why Jeremy Siegel's prediction today that inflation may go through the roof would be great for SSI reform, because they want to tie your benefits to inflation. And if inflation does go up 20%, your benefits will go up 20% and will never step down. They will stay at that basis or higher year after year after year. And finally, in the middle of the recording, we went over the incredible money land your bank account in the mailbox and across the board today, this week, and next week. And it's important to understand that some of this money is tough love money, meaning you have to do something. And many of it's tied to a tax return. If you saw during this recording a series of items that you think you need to fix, then replay this video. Replay this video when it's archived on the channel right after it airs live. Take notes, replay it on the bottom, and take notes of the things that you need to take to your tax preparer, like missing stimulus check, child is newly born, claiming unemployment benefits back from the federal government. As one viewer said, she got $2,000 because of my videos. Congratulations. I want you to get that tax return on file. Ultimately, it's great news that you're watching this video today. You have all this weekend and next Monday to get that tax return on file within the deadline, if that is you. And with that, I'll be back with you next, live on air, with the top 5 crypto investments of 2021. Guess what? One of my recommendations less than 2 days ago is absolutely through the sky and is beating all the coins on the market. And that one, you'll see in just 15 minutes from now. I'm back live on air. And we'll go over the investment options that I suggested last night, the 3 major coins I recommended last night, and we'll see what they're doing today. But first, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Get access to the PDFs of what's in the 5th stimulus, 4th stimulus, and 3rd before anyone else. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and see you in just 5 minutes as LALATE continues.